It's time to enter the drone zone with me, James Drone, aka Pure Ambient Drone. So hit that subscribe button, tap that bell, and get ready to synth on.
Hey there, Synth-Drones. We're back with another episode of Midnight Synthesizer Talk with me, James Drone, the voice of synthesizers. And tonight I want to talk about synth inspiration. Yes, synth inspiration. Just a little bit of a chit-chat tonight. Nothing in specific about any particular synth company or synthesizers. Let's just talk synth inspiration. Now, I have something here in my hand, and before I show it to you, I want to give you a little bit of a backdrop story. When I was very small, I think about 8 years old, my mother brought home a toy piano for me. I never, ever experienced any type of piano until that day. And I played on that toy piano for hours and hours and hours trying to compose songs. And because I was so young, I wondered why they didn't sound as great as some of the radio hits that were on. I know, right? And so the other day, my wife was talking to me about something that she had purchased for me, and I'd forgotten all about it. We had been in a thrift store, an antique store, if you will, and she found me this. I have no idea how old this is, but let me play a couple of notes for you. Okay, you get the picture. And, I'm actually holding it up here, so it sounds just as terrible when you're not holding it. And one of the keys is not working. And I mentioned that to my friend, and he said it has an oscillator out, a voice chip. But if you open this thing up, look at that. Wow. Just pure analog bliss. This is like true analog synthesizing right here, right? Set that down for a moment. Wow. It's little toys like that just really get us excited. And I was thinking about my video that I did last night, and I was pointing out the good and the bad of Roland. And I got to be fair. I pointed out more negatives than was fair to Roland. There is a lot of great stuff. And one of the coolest things I've ever experienced from Roland was the JDXI. That was a really cool toy that sounded big and beautiful. And I have been really thinking about grabbing another JDXI because it was so much fun. And I think we sometimes miss the fun in synthesizers when we start building our collection. We start building bigger and better. And I don't know if better is the right word, but we start building bigger. And sometimes we miss the point of all of the fun that we could have been having. And my wife buying me that little toy, I got to be honest with you. I messed around with it for an entire day off and on. I mean, it was just really neat. And of course, the wow factor of any new toy kind of wears off after a while, especially when it's like that. I mean, that's not really a real synth or anything, but it is kind of neat to walk by and press a key on it. And I was doing that, and I packed it away after a while. But then I thought, after she mentioned it to me, I should grab that thing out of the storage and stick that out as a little piece of furniture. And every time I feel like it, just walk over and slap a couple of keys. And that's inspiration. Inspiration comes when we are enjoying ourselves with our craft. And I think sometimes we take it too seriously. We get too bogged down with MIDI cables and electrical outlets and placement of synthesizers and keyboard cost and keyboard placement. And we forget that we're supposed to be having fun doing music and playing with synthesizers, even if it means having an old antique toy little keyboard piano sitting around, maybe on your breakfast bar, like where I keep it. And every now and then as you pass by, just press a couple of keys to enjoy just playing the keyboard. And so I've been thinking about that a lot, and I've been thinking, more isn't always better. more isn't always better. And that's why I sold a lot of synthesizers this last month. In October, I moved a lot of synthesizers and recouped a lot of the revenue. And it was shocking to see how you can really pile up the expenses buying synthesizers, and then you get overwhelmed. At least I did. And there was no inspiration. I thought that bringing more synthesizers into the studio would inspire me to a greater level. It did the exact opposite. I'm not saying everybody would react the same way that I did and would have the same experience, but I am saying that for myself, bringing too many toys into the fold was very overwhelming. And that's the problem. They weren't even toys. They were serious machines that became very, very complicated once I put them all together in the same room. It's okay to have a Quantum if you don't have a whole bunch of other machines that are almost as sophisticated as it is. But I've got a Moog 1 sitting back there, and it is a monster. It is a beast of a machine. And then I had the Quantum right across from it. Try choosing between which one you want to interact with on any given day. And then I have a whole rack of sequential synthesizers over here. And then you have to pick between those as well. I've got a 106. I've got a Poly 6. The list goes on and on and on. After a while, you start finding yourself not enjoying what you have and not being inspired simply because you're overwhelmed. And so sometimes it's just nice to get yourself something that doesn't have to be perfect, that doesn't have to be expensive, that doesn't have to be having every single bell and whistle, and just enjoy it. And that's why I was thinking maybe I should get myself a JDXI just so that I could sit back and enjoy it like I used to. I've got a lot of videos here on YouTube, and I like to go back every now and then and watch where I came from in the video world, my roots, if you will. And I always see in my jamming videos, my JDXI. I really enjoyed that synthesizer, and I thought I would never get rid of it. And you know what? I still to this day do not have a clue why I ever did get rid of it. And so I'm thinking I might be buying myself another JDXI. I will certainly let you know. Simply because it was fun and it inspired me. And since it's been gone, I've had more and more difficulty trying to be inspired. Simply because out of all these synthesizers, I think the JDXI, for as simple as it can be, that's what made it fun. It was just enjoyable to me. I just enjoyed it. And it inspired me because of that. But I'm not everybody, and you're not me. What synthesizers inspire you? Which synthesizer or synthesizers do you enjoy just playing? They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be great. They don't have to be expensive. They could be a toy antique, if you will. Let us know in the comments. Until next time, hit that subscribe button, tap that bell, keep calm, and synth on.